In this video, I get punted into Shelty. We get punted and sent to the realm at Catalunya. And I decide to punt myself in the final one and meet Barrier. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Gran Turismo weekly race guide here in 2023. Week 8 is an interesting week. We are going rallying first of all in Daily Race A, if you couldn't already guess in the background. And we are in the Renault 5 Turbo, so a proper classic, and we're at the Colorado Springs. So this one, a very wide circuit, lots of racing action, also a little bit of carnage with the amount of jumps that are there. How many laps are doing? Well, we're doing 5 laps. It's a grid start, and obviously you're on dirt tyres. No tuning allowed, so it is just the bop. So you can rent this car. You can't buy it anymore because it sold out in used car dealerships. So that timing was, yeah, a bit bad. Speaking of timing, actually, there are some timestamps in the background. So if you want to skip over race A because you don't like rallying or you don't want to do this at all, you can do. Race B and C are right there. But without further ado, let's jump into race A then. Let's have a look exactly what happens. And this time there is no lap guide, because you brake absolutely everywhere and sometimes absolutely nowhere. Here we are then at the start. A few TCR members in here. We've got Inferno, Fox, we've got Shelty, and we've got Sai as we get ready at the start. So traction control on 1 as we get ready. Ready in the Renault 5 Turbo. Off we go then into second gear. Turn traction control off. And you can see how close these cars are already. Ghost Rider having a good start there as we head into turn 1. Now, the key with rallying in Gran Turismo is not to slide, it's to have a very brief slide, but to always be going straight. The second you start sliding a lot, you lose so much time. So it's something to keep in mind when you are doing rallying. So we're in P10 at the moment, looking down the inside of Sai, and you can see here we've got lots of little dips and jumps and all that good stuff. And as you go into corners, if you hit a jump the wrong way, you are going to end up hitting the barrier, scraping the barrier. And see Sterling there just tapped Sai into the fence as they lost the rear end. We're going to go past Sai then as we look towards the right. Oh, hello, Ghost Rider's on my inside. I did not notice that. I'm literally being ghosted there by Ghost Rider. So through we go then. We do keep P9 and we've got Sterling up ahead. We're going to go down the inside of Sterling. Again, notice there, I didn't slide as much and I carried so much more speed than Sterling. That is the key to rallying in Gran Turismo. Now I jumped on this with like 5 minutes practice, which wasn't the greatest idea in the grand scheme of it. But with the action so close up ahead, look at that, they're 3 wide. 3 wide as we end at lap 1 now, as I'm really on the inside, trying to avoid hitting Inferno Fox there. Got TTR, P6, P7, P8, and P9. So we continue on then in towards this left-hander. We've got, who's that on the outside? We've got Paul on the outside there. Going to keep it tight here, as tight as we can as we go over here. Have we overtaken somebody? We have indeed. We did overtake Paul then as we continue on into this right. We're right behind Shelty and Inferno Fox. Going to head down here and into the braking zone we go. We get absolutely punted by Paul trying to slow the car down. And we unfortunately push Shelty off there. So Shelty, what, he got punted by me? But no, you didn't, Shelty. I got punted into you like a snooker cue ball there. But Shelty doesn't mind. Me and Shelty have good fun sometimes. Don't we, Shelty? Don't we? Shelty's there in comments now going, I hate Tidge. I bloody hate Tidge. Anyway, we continue on with the racing then. P4. Top 3 have gone at this moment in time. Sterling goes to the run around the outside into the barrier. They go. I think they caught the slide there. And we've got a little bit of catching up to do here. So let's catch up to them then as we do speed up a little bit. You're not going to use second gear too often, but sometimes if you get really low. Oh, look at the air there. Inferno Fox getting tons of air then. Going to try around the outside of Inferno Fox. That's the other thing you don't want is a lot of air. As much as it's good fun, it means your wheels aren't touching the floor and it means you're not going faster. You're actually going slower. So just be careful of that. So up into the podium places then as we come into this right-hander then. We've got Stu and Michael Knight up ahead. As we head into this S's with the logs either side, they are dangerous. Be careful of invisible walls, especially on this corner here. I've occasionally been caught out by that in the 5 minutes practice I did do. Sorry, that said Stu, it's Steve. Apologies, Steve. That is my mistake as we continue on to lap number 4. Then Inferno Fox looking down the inside. We've got a Finnish driver behind. Now, they're saying rallying. Hire a Finn if you want to win. Well, this Finnish driver here is absolutely rapid. So they've obviously been doing some of that Finnish rallying that we saw on Top Gear a while ago, where £1,000 car, you can nail it. Not sure you can get a Renault 5 for £1,000, but even so, they are absolutely flying in this one. Look at that, round the outside of Inferno Fox, around the outside of Michael Knight as well. It's like they've got they're in a different car, to be honest with you, a different class here as we go into the right-hander. Shelty right behind me here. I'm keeping it tight. And Shelty's looking around the outside. In fact, gets a good run there, does Shelty, up into P5. Oh, no, we're in the cursed position. Of course we're in the cursed position. It's the only position we ever end up in. As we head into the right, a little bit of a baby jump there. Going, this big group of cars fighting. Oh, tried around the outside of Shelty. That's not going to work. Going to have to slow the car down here. And Shelty's going to keep P5. Then we've got Sterling close behind. Then in towards the right we go. And it is still status quo. Look at that. I'm a poet. You didn't even know it. I'll say that nearly every week now, so maybe you do know it. Big old jump there. Absolutely flying in this Renault 5 Turbo. And we've got Panacea coming up behind me here. Panacea, obviously, I talked about brakes or no brakes in the intro for this race. But Panacea doesn't understand the brakes as they go straight down the inside here. And, yeah, they keep going. And they hit barrier. Well, thank you for that, my friend. But Sterling goes through. So I do lose a place there as we advance towards the final lap. Let me take you on a brief lap guide. I'm not going to do braking markers, etc. You want to stay over to the right-hand side here, and then you want to have a very late apex for this corner, okay? It's very easy to start drifting very early here, and remember, you don't want to drift in these cars. You really don't want to drift. It's all about keeping it as straight as you can. Now, I lift off a little bit here. You don't have to lift off as you keep it flat. And as you get to this dip is where you're going to brake here and slow the car down and try and keep it tight here, tight as you can, because the jump then is not going to be as fierce. Somebody into the barrier there. Oh, that's Michael Knight. So we're back into P6. Of course we are. Foot to the floor again in third gear as we have a little right-hander coming up. We just let off, dab the brakes there. And again, there's a jump here. So you do have to slow the car down a little bit to make sure you get around it. Continue on then as we keep it tight then on this left. Lift a little bit here. There's a car on my right as we go up into P5 then. And again, keeping it tight, keeping it as straight as possible. Lifting where I need to. I'm not trying to brake as literally. Because the car's going so slow anyway, braking really does cost you time. So it's all about controlling the speed and the slides with that throttle if you can. So we've got Steve up ahead here. We've got the baby jumps, which can get a little bit deadly. As you see there, the front coming up here as we get quicker. We're going to brake for this corner, though. It's the final one. We're going to turn in and try and get a real big boost. Oh, Steve's got it wrong here. Up into P4 then. We're making positions on this. Shelty's had a bit of a mistake. Through here, slight lift. This is where you got to be careful of those invisible walls, okay? Especially on this left-hand side. Very easy to hit an invisible wall there. And you are going to slow down for this last corner as we just lift there and we try and boot it out. Again, Shelty just getting a bit slow there as we're going to have a run to the line with Shelty then. Head towards the line. It's me versus Shelty. Shelty's just going to get that podium. As I say, hire a fin if you want to win as they get P1, but great job for TCR there. And a nice little race that you can have a little play with. That's going to be it for race A, though. Let's head to race B. Welcome to Spain, then, for race B, which does mean Catalunya. However, it's the good one. Woohoo! No chicane. It's a nice fast right into fast right at the very end. I love this version of Catalunya. I think it's great. I think it promotes better racing because that chicane is just a bit dodgy with the old sausages. Right, what are we doing here at Catalunya? Well, we're in Group 3 machinery, but how many laps, you ask? Well, we're doing 4 laps. It's a rolling start. We're on the racing medium tyres and the usual gumph underneath that with the bop, of course. Now, interestingly, I think there's going to be a fair few cars near the front. Catalunya promotes a very neutral sort of racing area. You've got the fast straight, especially without the chicane, a very fast straight there where some of the top speed cars are going to come towards the forefront. And then you've got the handling section where, like, the Porsche is going to do very well. So I chose the Porsche. That's the reason why you're seeing that in the background. Let's jump to the race then. Let's have a look exactly what happens because in this one, I die. Here we are then at the start. A mixture of cars, as I say. So I think there will be a meta at the forefront by the end of it. I think it will be one of the faster cars. Maybe the Nissan, maybe something else. But the Porsche is always strong, which is why I went for it. And it'll be very good in the intersection. And you can see the acceleration of the Porsche here. As we catch the Nissan. Look how fast we are going here, my word. So I'm going to start to look down that inside of Maku, then in towards the braking zone we go, and they just outbrake themselves completely. Fusion saw that very nicely, and Alex Rose just didn't see me there at all, just turned in. I did make the apex, so that was all fine. Oh, Rubber Mags has gone there as well. Okay, well, we gained 1 position at least as we go through the right-hander. But yeah, awareness of Fusion sniping there. Well played, mate. That was awesome awareness. As we head into this next right-hander, then in towards the braking zone we go. Everybody trying to slow it down here. Slow it down. Through the right-hander we go then. Alex just got a bit deep there. And I'm going to look down the inside then. Going to send it down the inside. And we do get it stopped again, which is good. A slight tap again there. Just have to be a bit careful with that one, Alex. Radar will help you there, but I know it's early in the morning as well. As we head towards the left-hander then, slowing the car down again. We're in this line of cars here, and we're back behind Maku. Chicken Angel, I think, got it a little bit wrong there. And Maku goes down the inside of that McLaren in towards this right-hander. Very fast right-hander. Very hard to do in dirty air, I will say that. So, the Porsche a little bit quicker at accelerating than the McLaren as we head down towards the sharp left-hander here, in towards the braking zone we go. Me and Chicane Angel side by side here. Beautiful little bit of racing here. I get a bit of oversteer. Chicane Angel gets a bit of oversteer. We're going to go side by side through here as well, in towards the braking zone. And then Chicane Angel absolutely nails this defense there around the outside. Beautiful little defense there from the McLaren, and keeps P12 for now. In towards the fast right we go. They just get it wrong. They followed Maku there with a bit of understeer. We're down the inside of Chicane Angel, then in towards the final corner. Oh, a little bit of understeer from myself. Chicane Angel around the outside. Somebody else is off there. Oh, fusion sniping's gone there. Just went a bit too deep maybe. I'm not too sure. We'll see if we can have a look at that in the bloopers, of course, as we get a little flash of the hazards there from Chicane Angel. Okay, we've got the run on the McLaren once again. Down the inside we go. In towards this braking zone we go. Now it's going to be 3 wide as we go into here. The GTR just hits me again there. Guys, radar! Use the damn radar, please! Use the radar! Oh, my word. Very frustrating. In towards the right we go. There's a slight tap again from behind. It just settles down now as we leave that corner. And we're just going to get a tap here and ascend. And we get sent to the realm. So that gap was it really there? Was it not there? I don't believe it was there, personally. I was always turning in that corner. And yeah, just punted off there. Not the best rejoin by myself, if I do say so. But even so, I was ghosted anyway, so it's all good. Right, we've got the yellow flag up ahead. That's Danny, who's been spun around there. So up to P15 at least. I'm looking to catch up to this. A big old battle here with Maku once again. That GTR's been in the absolute wars. Definitely not driving the best at the moment, Maku, with a dive at turn 1, etc. And yeah, just a little bits of contact here, there, and everywhere. Just need to chili beans a little bit there. Use the radar as well. So through the left we go. Fusion's just got a bit deep here, so I floor it. Robert Max goes a bit sideways as well, and I sort of was going to go for the move. Then Fusion was on my right and I had to back out of it. Very weird situation there, but I sort of was like, let's not kill anybody here. Let's bring it back. So yeah, we settle for P13 here for now. However, we're about to end on the straight here, end up on the straight, where this is all about slipstream, and this is where obviously most of the overtakes are going to happen here. You get a good run out that last corner. Top end is where the slipstream really has the biggest impact, and you can see that right now as we get closer to Robomags. Then going to go down the inside. Robomags decides not to defend this as we head into the braking zone then. And do we get it stopped? We do indeed, as we continue on into P12 then. Can we catch Alex in P11? 4 seconds up the road. That is the question. As we look to boost it out of here then, and we actually do catch up a lot of that. I think Alex had a penalty as well in there. But we leave the last corner, and unfortunately it is going to be a P12. Not the greatest of races, but I do believe you can have some good racing here. I really, really, really do. Congrats to Chelsea and Tidgney there, representing TTR Chicane Angel as well. Right, let's jump to the lap guide then. We're going to head down towards turn 1. And on the right-hand side, you got a building there. Now, the corner of the building is what I use as an initial brake marker. Now, depending on the car, will depend on how fast you are at the end of this straight. Obviously, in the Nissan, you might be braking a bit earlier. In the Porsche, I'm braking around there. You can see, actually, I broke a tiny bit early, so I could have braked a little bit later on. Use all the curb on the inside on both of those. And as you come into here, you can let off a little bit here. Just let off, let the car roll a little bit. And what you're looking for is that orange barrier in the center of your screen right now, okay? So as you go around this corner, that is your accelerating marker. When that's in the middle of your screen, as long as you're rotating around the corner, you should be able to make it absolutely fine. As you see here, I actually had a little bit spare there as well. I'm going to head towards this right-hander then, and above you is a gantry. Use the gantry. Very simple, very easy. So you're braking just as that hits the top of your screen. You can see I'm braking just as that's happened here. The actual full structure, that is. And I'm going to slow the car down into this corner. Now, this time is where you want to roll a little bit. And then you see the corner opens up a little bit. That's when you accelerate. You get over towards the right-hand side. And that same building you used on turn 1, you can use for this turn. So on the right-hand side there, the corner of that building, you can use that as your brake marker here. Who remembers the days when I used to use a piece of grass? Hey, that's no longer the case. I use that building. Now you can see I'm down to first gear. You can actually do this in second gear in the Porsche. We're going to leave that corner then. I'm going to head towards this left-hander. Get over towards the right-hand side. And the start of the curb is what you use here. Now, you don't want to get close to the curb because what you'll do is you'll clip the grass. And I always remind everybody of this. Jama span here last time we did anything remotely like that as we go into here. Now, you want to clip the curb on the left. You could use quite a lot on the right, but make sure you don't get a track limits penalty there because they can be severe, as you will see in a second. Now, as you approach this right-hander, you might want to dab the brakes here as you turn in. Sometimes you can lift and clip the curb and it will bring you round. It's very sketchy to do, or not sketchy, but very hard to do, should I say. But you notice that I just lifted and I'm using a lot of the curb on the exit. There's your penalty line, if you're wondering about that. That's why it can be dangerous here. Because as you approach this corner, if you've taken a penalty, you're not going to know your brake marker, which I use that pole on the right-hand side, which is also the flag indicator, which is a little bit broken on the no chicane layout for some reason. I'm not too sure why. But even so, you can still see it there. First gear, as you leave this corner, be careful of oversteer. Lots of cars will get wheel spin there. Over towards the left-hand side and brake in a straight line. Slow the car down. Let the car roll through the corner here. And as you get to either the orange painted barrier there or the sausage, which I've not highlighted this time, the sausage or that, you can then start to accelerate because that's basically the end of the corner. That is your apex there. You'll be able to accelerate out the corner and you should make it absolutely fine. This corner is a slight lift. Turn in, use as much of the curb as you can there. And as you approach this final corner, on the right-hand side, you can either use the orange painted barrier or the sign above it there. They're both your marks here. You're going to have to brake for this corner. I try and keep the Porsche around 100 miles an hour if I can. Notice how I'm keeping it there, and I make it around the corner. That's a lap of Catalunya with no chicane. Let's see what we're doing in Race C. Welcome to Italy, mamma mia, where we're at Lago Maggiore. And we're doing the full circuit in reverse. So one of my best circuits, one of my favorite circuits as well. I love this circuit. When I did it at a live event, I was fast here as well. You can go check that out. It was the Tokyo live event, if you want to go see that, in the Audi R8. Even so, we're not in the Audi because we're in Group 2. You can see that in the background. And we chose the Nissan for this one. It's the most stable Group 2 car. It's the go-to car before you start experimenting with some of the other Super GT cars. And they are the go-to cars for this. They've got all the downforce. They're going to fly around this circuit. What are we doing? Well, we're doing 10 laps here at Lago Maggiore in reverse. It's a rolling start, which is very dodgy. I mean, you're going to need traction control if you're near the back. Softs and mediums both are required. ×7 tire, ×2 fuel, and of course we're in Group 2, so the bop is on. Now, tire wear. This is the big thing here, okay? Tire wear is very extreme. Now, I reckon a 2-stop can work, but 1-stop is the go-to here. It's a 6 on medium, 4 on soft. I reckon you can get a 2-stop to work, but it's all about traffic and dirty air as well. Anyway, without further ado, let's jump into Lago Maggiore. Let's have a look exactly what happens, because it doesn't go so well. Here we are then at the start. Lots of Nissans in here. Key starting ahead of me. Go check out Key on YouTube. There's a lot of live streams. There's a lot of content Gran Turismo wise. Well worth a check out. Right, here we go. The dodgy start there. You can see it. I wait until I'm on the straight for switching that traction control off. Maybe you want to risk it. I don't know. I'm starting on the medium tyres. Now, Fernie here. Sorry, apologies, Fernie. And then he said Fenry. Starting in a non-Super GT car. Not wise in the slightest. That car cannot compete in this category or at this track at all. Obviously, we know Bop is a bit dodgy in Group 2. Anyway, Wayne's going to turn in here. Doesn't see Fernie there, and there's all sorts of oversteer here. So I get on the inside as we head to this right-hander. We slow it down a little bit here. But there's a little bit of contact there. So I figured that might be my fault. I wasn't too sure, to be honest with you. But we've come through here, and they're still struggling. And I was like, I mean, I'm going to get past them in seconds anyway, really. So I just thought I'd carry on at that point. I slowed myself down. I gave myself a penalty and then carried on. It's not the car for this track at all in the slightest. As we continue on out of there then. So we lost about a second and a half there. But that's a fair penalty for that brief contact we had, I'd say. Anyway, we're going to continue on here. So up into P11 after 2 people taking penalties there. And Key in the distance. We'll try and catch up to Key again. We did get a little bit at the start. Yeah, we've got 1.9 seconds. Now, I'm going to make a little bit of a mistake here. Because I'm going to go for a 2-stop strategy. I believe a 2-stop can work. However, I didn't think about the traffic, and I really should have gone, do you know what? I've got free air here. I could have looked to at least catch up a little bit there, but I came in and put some soft tyres on. Now, we are 8 seconds off Wayne. 8 seconds. And by lap 3, we are on top of Wayne. Now, I wasn't expecting to catch Wayne this quick. Wayne just makes a little bit of a mistake there. Wayne's struggling a little bit in the Super GT car. Going to go down the inside. They actually back out of that, which is pretty smart in the grand scheme of it, in terms of a fast car coming by, dirty tyres, etc. And then we advance to lap 4 here, where we've already caught up to the pack again. Now, if I had done an extra lap on mediums, then gone on softs, I think that would have been better as Fernie goes off there. And we're up to see you again. So these are the guys we overtook on lap 1. So you can see that we caught up to them very quickly. They're obviously going to be at the end of their tyre life now, lap 4, or around there anyway. And softs are going to last 4 laps here. 4 laps. You can maybe be able to get a 5th lap in. Maybe, but you're going to have to be very smart with it and hope you don't get dirty air, etc. But doing a 2-stop, if you're starting from the back, you're going to suffer with that a little bit as we go into this left here. Get a good run out of that corner as we catch up to see ya. Every time I'm going to do that now. I'm not even going to apologize for it anymore. Down the inside we go then of the NSX driver. So that's up to P13 then. And we are catching very quickly here to the guys up ahead. Guys and girls up ahead here. But we are losing lots of time as well. So, you know, we're not benefiting from the softs other than we're gaining like 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds a lap, even with the dirty air compared to the medium runners. Now, some of the soft runners up ahead. are in the pits now. So they've done their 4 laps on the softs, and I assume they're both going to go on the medium tyre. I don't know that, though, as we head into this braking zone then, and we catch up to Alex Towers here and Motive. So we've obviously got a lot more grip here, a lot more speed than these two as well, and we just try around the outside, slight tap there, lift off there. I do not want to pit Alex into that barrier there. That had been very dangerous. As we continue on, C is actually coming in the pits already. Wow, okay, that's a risky 5-5 strategy. In fact, that's a 4-6. Oh, I'm not sure C is going to last on that one, but we're going to see anyway as we continue on up here behind Alex House. And this is the problem with this daily race, is the dirty air. It is so bad. So bad, okay. This is why I want to try and use different strategies. In fact, there's going to be a different video to this that will come up hopefully tomorrow, hopefully a different day. It will happen, though, where I'm going to venture into different strategies. We go around the outside of Alex. But Alex gets me back there as I have to lift just to make sure I didn't go off. So well played to Alex as we go into this left-hander then. We're going to try and boot it out and hopefully get a run on Alex again. So yeah, we're going to try different strategies and see what works, what doesn't work. We've obviously got the one stop, of course. Can we stay out on a one stop with no tyres left? Things like that. Anyway, we're down the inside of Alex here as we head into this fast left, and we just get by Alex then. So that is the position gains as we catch up to Motive very quickly. And you see instantly when we get into this dirty air, it just slows down. When we're out of dirty air, my word, we can fly. We can fly. But in dirty air, it's tough. It's tough. I reckon if you start the lead, or start the race in the lead, a two-stop is very viable. Very, very viable indeed. It really is. Just go on the softs, annihilate it. Go on the softs again, annihilate it, and do mediums at the end. Very much a possibility. It just gets interesting at this situation as who's got a penalty per head. Oh, Shelty had a penalty. What are you doing, Shelty? No. But you can see my tyre wear down in that bottom left. Look how low it is. That's where I really should have done a second lap on the mediums, I reckon. And it would have really, really generated a bit of a unique race, I suspect. But even so, we're going to go through this right-hander now. And we're going to try around the outside. We're going to venture into the pits set. Around the outside into the pits as we go back onto softs then. So we see we're 26 seconds off there. Shelty, 16 seconds up the road. And we're actually going to boot it now as quick as humanly possible. Lap 6, we've got some of the medium runners coming in for their one stop then. As we continue on. And look at this here. We're passing one person there. Klansov. We catch up to Flynn now. I really wanted to get by Flynn as we went around this corner. Flynn, very well aware of me, so well played to Flynn here. Noticing this, and I'm going to have to be aggressive here. I have to get past Flynn. Remember, I've got one lap older tyres. If I'm stuck behind Flynn, it's going to cost me so much tyre wear. The understate is going to be terrible. So through the left we go. Again, we're going to boot it out here very quickly. Going to, once again, show my nose here. Literally say, Flynn, I want to get by. Flynn obviously doesn't want me to get by because that costs Flynn time, and Flynn's going to have to work very hard then to get back past. So Flynn doing very well here. I nearly went off the circuit there. That was a bit dangerous, wasn't it? In towards the braking zone we go through Banky Boy. And unfortunately, we've not got that gap low enough, I don't think. We'll see anyway. We're pulling. We're pulling. It's under 2 tenths now. It's catching. 1 tenth to go. Looking around the outside potentially here. Is it going to work? Oh, we're just there. We have to lift off a little bit to avoid hitting Flynn. But Flynn defends that beautifully then. Keeps that position. Well played, Flynn. As we go through here, my word, that was close racing. That barrier, by the way, will give you a penalty, so do be careful of that. Speaking of barriers, we have the deadliest one of them all. As you're going through this right-hander, there's one that sticks out. Unfortunately for Flynn, he hits it. He dies and gets a 1.5 second penalty on top of the death. Now, speaking of deaths, I'm going to have a bit of a death here now. So going into this right-hander, I take that beautifully, go into this left, and the car just unsettles itself, and boom! Engine damage, front end damage, a 1.5 second penalty because dying wasn't enough here as we start to continue on again. So obviously we stayed out of the way there off the racing line, so there will have been yellow flags as well, so people would have known I died there as we continue on. But we've advanced towards lap 10. Nothing much changes other than I've got no tyre wear left. But I do think a two-stop can work here. I'm going to have a play with it, of course. But I definitely could have been on for P6, P5 maybe. Maybe even P4 there. Rasmus was in P4 and around that 21-second margin. Let's go to a lap guide then. As you know, I love this circuit and I think I am quite quick here. Turn 1. You want to brake and come down 1 gear, okay? And before that circuit joins this one, the end of it, that is, you want to be turning. You want to abuse the inside curb a lot. You notice I don't abuse it enough there, so I don't carry as much speed. If you've got TCR, lizard, absolutely everywhere. Through the right we go, and what we're going to look for is our normal brake mark here, the end of the curb. You're braking a straight line now. You're braking a straight line all the way to the next curb, and then you turn in, and hopefully hook your tyre on the inside curb. Okay, that's what you really want to do here. And you want to carry the speed. The downforce will help you around here. You want to lift then into the second one and boot it out of here. The car will grip. Just be careful of that grass on the outside. Flat out now, you're going to turn into this corner right at the end of the curb here. As that curb ends, turn in, the car will make it. So much downforce on these Super GT cars, it just sticks for days. It really does. Same for this right-hander. Just abuse the curb a little bit if you're a bit worried. And head down towards Banky Boy, where we are using, on the right-hand side there, as that sand appears and goes away from the yellow, whatever it is. That is your brake marker for this corner. You're approaching this very quickly, so it is an early brake marker. Abuse the inside of Banky Boy. Absolutely boot it. You won't get oversteer here because the banking, the camber, will keep the car compressed as the weight goes into it as well as you accelerate. Everything works in your favor there, so just boot it, okay? Lots of time to be had there. Right, we're going to approach the interesting part now, the S's. This is flat out. This is flat out. Technically, this is flat out as well. The faster stats will be flat out through this first section. But as the circuit goes away from you here, just as the curb really goes far away, that's when you're going to turn in, okay? Notice I lift a little bit here, but I use so much curb. This bit, you're just a slight lift. And before the end of the curb here is when you're going to dab the brakes a little bit and turn in. You could do this in fourth gear. Third gear is your safety gear, where you will make it around. Fourth gear, potential of a barrier hit. And you notice here, I'm using fourth gear. Dab the brake a little bit. Notice how close I get to the barrier. If you understeer even remotely, you get no 1.5 second penalty. Down towards this left-hander. I love this corner. It's a great little corner, this. You're going to use the yellow curbing on the right-hand side, okay? As you get towards that, you're going to brake, stick it to the outside, turn in, third gear. You might want to do second gear first and a short shift to third to accelerate out. Play with it. Have a figure on that one. We're going to head up towards this left-hander then. On the left-hand side, you're going to have to brake early for this one. This one's a bit of an unusual corner. You're braking early. On the left-hand side, you've got the yellow barrier. Brake just before that leaves the end of your screen on the left-hand side. And you want to turn in early. You can't see the crest, or the apex, sorry, but you want to try and hit that. Notice I went a bit wide there. Cost me some time. Through the right, you're going to lift a little bit here. Sometimes you'll be able to do it flat. Depends how well you did the left. And as you head towards this sharp left-hander, again, you're going to have to brake really early. Remember, these slower speed corners, your downforce isn't working, so the speed exponentially slows down now. You're going to have to really slow the car down. Get it turned in. Keep it tight, okay? You want to stay far left as possible. Give a good run for this right-hander. Be careful of that barrier. And that is a track guide here of Lago Maggiore in reverse. Well, it's now time for the bloopers! Okay, first blooper, mainly because Shelty thought I punted him. I hate Shelty. Right, we're going to see here. Paul goes into me, who sends me in like a cue ball. Actually gets punted themselves by, I'm going to guess that was Ghost Rider, maybe? I'm not too sure. Yes, it was Ghost Rider. So that is going to happen a lot there, folks. You're going to have to be careful of that. If you're on the outside, you could become snookered. I just wanted to have a look what the finish drive happened to them, because obviously they were rapido. They just tried to avoid an incident there. And yeah, that's what happened to them. Right, here we go. Let's get into the nitty-gritty then. So I thought this move was fine. Let's have a look into the braking zone we go. Yeah, I definitely stop it there. Alex just didn't realize I was there. So that's absolutely fine in my opinion. Got Robo-Mags off there. What happened to Robo-Mags then? In towards turn 1 alongside the Evo. Ooh, slight tap from the Evo there. And then another little tap there from the Evo. And then, oh, come on. Yeah, special. See, they apologized after the race. You need to pull over and wait for Robo-Mags in that situation. That is clearly all on you there. Yeah, that's not the greatest. Fusion then just understeers off in the R8 there. That's unfortunate to see, but now we know what happened to Fusion on that last corner. Be careful of understeer on that. It does happen. Now we get to the big incident then. Chicane Angel down the inside. I was there then as well. And then it all gets a bit squashy as we go through there and then in towards the right. There's contact there. Contact from... Oh my word, there's just so much contact here. What is going on? So then I'm on the inside here. I'm clearly on there. And then, yeah, it's clearly on you there, Maku. That is definitely your fault in that situation. Coming into here then, Team DK goes on the inside. More contact there, so Maku won't be too happy with that. Got a punt from behind there from Alex in towards this braking zone. Alex absolutely sends it. In fact, Alex forces him off there. So I don't believe in revenge punting. I have talked about this before. There's definitely some revenge going on there. Not sure what for. But then we had Danny that we saw spun around. So I'm going early on here. So they had a penalty. And the French driver absolutely sends it here. Now, what does Danny do? Danny essentially pushes him off the circuit. That's not good. So what we're going to see here? Well, you know what we're going to see. An absolute revenge punt there. Again, please don't do revenge punting, folks. It's not good. You're just adding to the situation. And that's why TCR, we don't do revenge punting. Right, okay, here we go then. This is an interesting one. So this was the incident with Fernie then. First up, we got Wayne and Fernie. So Wayne just turns in there. Fernie's a bit of oversteer. Wayne loses. Oh, God, that was close, wasn't it, behind? In towards this right-hander. I slow the car down completely. There's a little bit of contact there. Fernie actually turned in on me there. Fernie turned in a little bit. I'll turn it at some point. Definitely could have made the corner, maybe. I think this is fair. I lifted, I waited, I gave myself a little penalty. I think that's all fair in the grand scheme of it. So I'm not too worried now. You know, looking back at these, sometimes look at it and go, oh, was it too harsh? Was I not good enough there? But there, definitely so. Right, okay, now we've got my, my punt. We're through into here then, in towards the left. The rear just loses itself, and what? Bam! There we go, a death, and I love that sunset as well. The light's really popping there, so quite clearly you can see here I stayed off the circuit there just to make sure I didn't go back on the racing line. And that is it for the bloopers for this week, and that also means it's the end of the video. If you did like it, do give it a like on the way out. Subscribe to the channel to stay in touch with all the latest content. 2 videos there to check out, including the roulette and the latest Beat the Meta. That will be coming later this week, hopefully. That's it for me. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in another video or live stream again very soon.